Hello darlings, welcome to Terry on Tuesday. Slight break this week from the creative stuff because I ordered something last week that took me by surprise. I'm currently going through a weird phase of responding to adverts, which is what I don't normally do. It's like, oh, I see an advert, must buy stuff. I think I'm getting old. Anyway, basically I saw an advert for a product called Beanies Flavour Coffees, made by Beanies Flavour Coffee Co. and they arrived today. So, what did I order? I do like me coffee. I love me tea, but I like me coffee too. So, Beanies, here you are, Beanies Flavour Coffee Co. do, I think, something like 30 different flavours. So I picked the 4 that I like the most. They basically do 4 for a tenner. So I got the aforementioned cinnamon hazelnut, caramel popcorn, sounds good, very vanilla, love me some vanilla, and mint chocolate. I love mint chocolate, the best. So, let's just get through the initial reactions. Really sturdy box with a million tons of cardboard holding it together. That was cool. Arrived by 48-hour Royal Mail. Tracked. Now, first thing that hit me was size of the jar. A little bit misleading in the adverts. I've had coffee in jars like this, but the jars have been about yay big. Not that I was expecting 4 jars this size for a tenner, but a kind of standard jar. I mean, these are 50-gram jars. Now, let's go to my standard blend of cheap coffee. That's 100 grams, so that's double the capacity of that. I was expecting a slightly larger jar, I will admit. You know, the cheap old coffee that I buy is about $1.30 a jar. And this works out at $2.50 for half the amount. But you know, it's got flavour and stuff in it. So let's make a cup because it's reasonably early, and I'm desperate for a cup of coffee. But which one? We'll have to have some weird kind of deciding thing. So we've got number 1, caramel popcorn. Number 2, cinnamon hazelnut. Number 3, very vanilla. And number 4, the mint choc. We're gonna have to do like toss a coin or something. Let's get a coin. €20 piece. Okay, so heads. Right. We'll play them off against each other. Heads the caramel, tails the cinnamon. It's heads. Caramel wins that one. Cinnamon doesn't. So let's play these 2 off. Heads vanilla, tails mint choc. It's tails mint choc. They do say when you're making decisions between 2 things, toss a coin, but in your mind you'll decide which one you want it to be straight away. So it doesn't really matter on the outcome. Or if you do get the outcome, if you feel disappointed by tails when you wanted heads, you know which one you should have gone for. Okay, so the grand final. Heads popcorn, tails mint chocolate. See, my brain's going, you want mint chocolate really, but it's tails. Tails for Wales never fails, as Welsh people say. It's mint choc. It actually worked out the way I really wanted it. Mind you, they're all nice flavours. Now, one thing I will say before we get down to making it. When I announced on Facebook that I just bought 4 of these, or just ordered 4 of these in these flavours, the first 3 or 4 people who commented went, "Oh mate, you made a mistake. It's not nice. It's not nice. You'll give it away. It tastes chemically. It doesn't taste right. Blah blah blah." I mean, I have had syrups and different flavour coffees before. I've played it safe and picked the flavours that I just love. I'm not going to get into anything weird until I know that the ones I like. But again, this is what a taste test is for. 2 calories per cup, it says here. Just thought I'd mention that. So now you can have 2,000 cups a day. So, armed with my Mr. C cup and some sugar, let's open this and have a whiff. Sealed, good. Was a good sign. This is the bit I like about any coffee. Oh! Goodness me. Much like a wine taster, I'm getting a very strong mint, obviously, a very strong chocolate, not very strong coffee smell, but the chocolate has a kind of smoky smell to it. After the minty hits you, I instantly got transported mentally back to Finland in a smoke sauna, which is a sauna literally sort of heated up by smoke. So yeah, it has that weird kind of, it's minty, but it's got a slight edge of smoke to it. Anyway, let's get a spoonful of this. I'm not going to heap it up too much. I think that's about right, isn't it? Alrighty. Let's get some sugar. Just the one, I don't want to chuck 2 in. Would help if I had some water. Here's one I made earlier. Okay, leave some room for the milk. I don't drink black coffee. Disclaimer, I bought this skimmed milk purely to try the coffees because 2 years ago I stopped drinking cow milk due to the cruelty aspect. So I haven't gone back to cow milk per se. This is just for because soy milk in here might affect the taste. You know what I mean? So yeah, apologies to the cows, but I won't be making a regular thing of it. Anyway, like my coffee, extremely milky. That's if at all possible. And I do have a proper coffee machine over there. As usual, I've put too much water in and filled it right up to the brim, so I can't put as much milk in as I'd like, but although this is very dark, it's not too bad. At least it's a strong kind of blend. Let's have a quick sip then. Have a quick smell. Doesn't really smell of coffee. Let's have a sip. Okay. Well, it's coffee, Captain, but not as we know it. It's alright. I can taste the chocolate. I can't really taste the mint, although there is a slight kind of, you know, sort of, when you have one of those airwaves menthol type things, there is that kind of minty feel to it, so yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, it's not a taste sensation. I'm not going, oh, the best thing in the world. It's alright. It's a nice blend, a nice change, you know, if I want to go from the standard instant coffee to this. That ain't too bad. Now, I think, while I am going to drink this, I'm going to make a cup of one of the other flavours. And I'm going to go basic. I think we're going to go vanilla. Vanilla is one of my favourite flavours for anything, including bedroom dormitory gymnastics. Yeah, that's alright. I mean, after I've had a couple of sips of this now, and I'm slurping because it's blooming hot. Apologies, but it's my house.
And if you don't like it, you get the f*** out.
Yeah, the mint is coming through now. So it's quite minty, it's quite chocolatey. It's not ridiculously strong coffee, but it's not, I mean, I will say that of some of the people who commented on my Facebook status, they said this was gorgeous. And while I wouldn't say gorgeous, it's perfectly nice coffee if you like a change in flavour. So it does the job. Okay, so let's move on to very vanilla, shall we? There will be an edit after this. So I'm not going to drink 4 cups of coffee in one day, in one sitting. I mean, probably in one day, but once I try the other 2, they will be edited after this segment. Right. Ooh, right. So very vanilla. It's a vanilla hit. Again, it does smell a bit milkshakey, which it should do, but not vanilla-y like the tin of custard I just had. It does have that slightly smoky smell to it, but then, you know, coffee itself, I mean, go back to the cheap stuff. Yeah, coffee is coffee. Unless you're smelling, you know, the gourmet stuff. Anyway, so, yeah, slightly vanilla hit there. Let's get another mug. British Standard 796 Dark Violet. The colour. Right, so, vanilla. Could actually mix all these together. That's interesting. Inside this coffee, I've noticed some little dark spots. See them? Maybe that's the sort of flavoury bits. I don't know. Okay, so that's that. Let's chuck a bit of sugar in. There's a kettle. Ah, there it is. Okay, let's go. Oh, by the way, if anyone out there is watching this and going, you don't put the milk in, the water in first, put the milk in first because it burns the coffee. Shut up. Never subscribe to that nonsense. You put the milk in first and all the granules stick to the milk and glue themselves together and they end up floating around in your coffee. That's why you put the water in first. Same with tea bags. You don't put the milk in first, then the hot water, because the milk is viscous and it sticks to the tea bag and seals up half of the things and the flavour doesn't come out and it just makes a right mess. Grow up, put the water in first. Anyway, let's give it a go. Trills. I've got to wait for the sort of minty flavour to sort of exit my gob. Oh, that scores higher. Fair play.
It's some serious gourmet shit.
Because I've had vanilla syrup in coffees before and this is a bit more like that. Again, I think because it's simpler, it's coffee with vanilla as opposed to coffee with mint and chocolate. So that's 3 flavours and there's 2 there. So it's a bit simpler. So, I mean, I would recommend Beanies. Make a mint coffee and make like what they call a chocolate coffee. I can't remember what it's called. It's not an Americano, but just like a chocolate coffee, cocoa coffee, whatever. But mint chocolate, maybe too much going on in the flavour department there. But very vanilla. Nice. It's very smooth. Very sweet. I only put 1 sugar in, but that's me. I don't know if I could drink any of these black. Sometimes I do drink coffee black. Usually when I run out of milk, but it's not a horrible taste. Again, sorry for the slurping, but it's blooming hot. If I drink this, I'll scald myself. Yeah, so out of the 2 we've tried so far, not bad, not horrible. I'm not going to leave it in the back of the cupboard and never drink it. I'm going to get round to it. Very vanilla, very nice. 2 calories again, so if there's anything else. Energy, 7 kilojoules per cup, that's not enough. Smooth and delicate, blah, 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 blah. Manufactured in the UK in Darlington, County Durham. Facebook.com/Beanies Flavour Coffee. Instagram and Twitter @Beanies_flavour. The website, Beanies Flavour Co. There we go, so if you can see that, beaniesflavorco.com. Yeah, so while I'm a little disappointed at the size of the jar, they should probably mark these up as mini jars or sample size. Again, if I'd have bought 4, as it works out, if I'd have bought 4 jars and 3 of the flavours I didn't like, I'd be stuck with 3 very large jars, wouldn't I? So, you know, this is basically half a jar, you know, compared to the 100-gram jar. So, very vanilla, very nice. Now, I'm going to go away and do some work while I've got 2 cups of coffee to consume. I will come back for you during the magic of TV and YouTube. The magic of editing, I will come back and tell you what the next 2 are like. And that will be caramel popcorn. Ooh, good for cinema. And cinnamon hazelnut, 2 things I do like as well. So, let's do that. Okay, time for taste flavour number 3, cinnamon hazelnut. In my defence, I have already opened the jar, but ooh, yeah, instantly hit with the nuts, which is probably the wrong thing to say. Ooh, that's and there is cinnamon there, which is quite logical. But again, there is that kind of smoky burnt smell to it. But then again, a lot of coffees and things smell a bit weird in the jar, unless you're smelling that really nice sort of ground coffee. Oh, one thing I learned yesterday, by the way, with the other 2 flavours, my reaction that you got just now was based on drinking it very hot. Like a lot of things, if you drink something too hot or too cold, you can't quite get the full flavour. I'll give you an example of Guinness, pint of Guinness. Best served cold, but you can't really taste it while it's too cold. And same with coffee. If you're drinking it almost straight away after pouring it, like I was with the mint choc and the vanilla, you can't really get a full appreciation of the flavour until it cools down a bit. And when I was getting to the end of the cups of mint choc and vanilla, instead of being too hot to taste, the flavour really came out, and both a lot nicer and a lot stronger. A lot, not stronger in coffee, say, but more recognisably that flavour. So that's probably going to be the same with this. This is a cinnamon hazelnut. There we go. So yeah, it's got more milk in, obviously, so there's a change in flavour there. But now it's a bit cooler, it's more drinkable. And you really get the flavour out. And some people said cinnamon hazelnut, I don't know about that. Very nice indeed. Our last flavour is caramel popcorn. Again, I've opened it previously, so... Oh, that is thick. That's nice. That's got mostly a very thick caramel smell. Can't see any sort of, darkened bits in there. Doesn't smell as smoky as the other 3. Oh, it smells sweet. I think I'm putting on weight just by smelling this. It's syrupy. Which is nice, because I do like me caramel syrups and stuff. Oh, I need a mug. Right. Yeah, still a bit too hot, but first impressions, they're nice. Doesn't smell particularly syrupy anymore. Yeah, I'll do like I did with the last one. Sip a bit more. Apologise for the slurping, because he's warmer. But yeah, I think this may claim second prize. Still thinking about the Jaffa Cake flavour though. Who doesn't like Jaffa Cakes, eh? It will be interesting to see what this is like with UHT, because I like coffee with UHT. The different flavour of the milk is quite nice, and also my soy milk. Ah, it's a bit cooler now. Yeah, oh, nice. Yeah, do like that. Okay, so while that's cooling, I'm just going to give you a final summary of these coffees. So 30 flavours, many of them come in decaf as well. Mint chocolate is nice. I think that's an acquired taste. I think I'll get used to that. It's probably the one that tastes the weirdest because it's got, I'll say, 2 flavours added to the coffee. So don't get me wrong, I love my mint chocolate, ice cream, all that kind of stuff. But I tell you the jar that's going to go down first. The one that's going to be used the quickest is going to be very vanilla. That scores top. I will give caramel popcorn the number 2 spot. Then out of cinnamon and mint, I don't know, I'm just going to have a quick whiff just to remind myself. Cinnamon, it's cinnamony and very smoky. And that one, that's like a Vicks inhaler if you've got a blocked nose. Yeah, I think mint actually just pips the cinnamon hazelnut to it. It's not to say that's bad, I'm just saying out of all the 4, that comes 3rd, that comes 4th, and these 2 are equally supreme, but vanilla takes it for me because I like the vanilla. Ice, baby. So yeah, final summary, nice coffees, may buy some more in future, interested to try different flavours, especially Jaffa Cake. But a little disappointed at how you only get 50 grams for £2.50. You know, you usually pay about £3 for a jar of half decent coffee. I buy the cheap stuff for £1.20 or whatever it is. But you know, for another 50p you get twice as much of this. I know it's a flavour and there's added costs involved. But again, some of the price of this, I was told you can get this in Aldi for cheaper than £2.50 a jar, but I think the extra price adds for the free postage, so kind of works out, I suppose. Not bad at all. Would like bigger jars. Now, if they did bigger jars, then you could pick your favourites using the small jars like samples, and then buy a bigger jar to last you longer. But generally, Beanies, well done, very nice. And yeah, and I look forward to getting through all of these jars and potentially buying some more flavours. They've got some wild and wacky flavours. You'd have to go to their website to go through all the flavours. Well, Facebook is Beanies Flavour Coffee. See that? Join the conversation on Facebook, Beanies Flavour Coffee. And it says, yeah, it even says on the label, add water first. Facebook.com/Beanies Flavour Coffee. Twitter @Beanies_flavour. I don't know if we can get all that in. Come on, focus if you want it. If I get out of the way, will it focus? It might do. And www.beaniesflavorco.com. So yeah, nice. If you want to try something different, Beanies is probably the way, and I would treat the small jars as samplers, and then hopefully they do bigger size jars. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, interesting. Hope you enjoyed it. A bit of a weird, different video. I know I'm not making stuff at the moment. I am currently, as you know, juggling everything from day job to films to build projects and everything else. But I've no idea what I'm going to do next week. Tune in and find out. Take care now. Bye bye then.